Hi there. Today we are going to multiply fractions. So when you multiply fractions, they actually get smaller. So think if I have one sandwich and I want to multiply it by a half, I now have half a sandwich. So my one sandwich just got smaller. So we're going to show these in models. So I have 3/4. Let's call these all sandwiches. So I have 3/4 of a sandwich, right? And one of my sons comes in and he says, "Hey, Mom, can I have half your sandwich?" I'm like, oh my goodness, I guess you can have half my sandwich. So I'm going to take my sandwich and I'm going to cut it in half because this is my sandwich. I'm going to cut it in half and I'm going to give him this half, right? So down here is just an imaginary part, but we're just going to include it. So he gets this part right here. So he gets 3 out of the whole 8 pieces. Okay, so if you multiply across, that's 3, and multiply across, that's 8. So when we show pictures, we'll show one of the fractions going horizontally, and we'll show the other fraction going vertically. All right, so I started with a half. So this time I have to draw my own half, and I'll take the bottom half this time. I have half a sandwich, and one of my sons comes in and says, "Hey, Mom, can I have 2/5 of that?" So now I've got to cut it into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm just going to finish it out, and I'm going to give him this much, right? And this up here is kind of imaginary. So he gets 2 parts out of the total, which is 10. He gets 2/10 of a whole sandwich, also known as a fifth. All right, so let's do the next one. We're going to do 2/3. So we're going to do 2/3 going horizontally, and we'll go back to pink again. So I'm going to color in 1, 2 of those thirds. Okay, and then I'm going to multiply it by 3/5. So I'm going to make fifths going this way, right? And I'm going to color in 3 entire columns. This time I'm going to use a different color. Ooh, pretty, pretty. Okay, so where do they overlap? They overlap right here. So that is 6 out of a total of 5, 10, 15. If you multiply, it's 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 5 is 15. We do have to simplify. They are both divisible by 3, so we get 2/5. Right here is equal to 2/5, 2/5 of the whole. All right, oh goodness, 3/7. Let's see how good I can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I nailed it. Okay, that is 7 parts, and I have 2 of those 7 parts going side to side. And now I'm going to multiply it by 3/4. So 3/4, whoops, there's 2/7. And I'm going to do 3/4 up and down. That's a whole lot easier. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and when I multiply them all, let's use another color. I'm going to do 3 out of the 4 columns, all of this. And where do they overlap? They overlap right here in 2, 4, 6 boxes. 6 boxes out of 28 boxes. 2 times 3 is 6, 7 times 4 is 28. Both of these are divisible by 2 because they're even. That's 3/14. All right. If you have any questions, oh, never mind. We have another side. Okay, your dad made 2 pizzas for dinner and had half of a pizza left. All right, so Dad made a square pizza. And Dad had half a pink pizza left. All right, you took half of that for lunch the next day. So you cut it there, and you took this half to lunch. There's your imaginary part. So, how much pizza did you take for lunch? Well, you took half of a half, and this is 1 out of 4. You took a fourth of a pizza to lunch. A fourth of a pizza. All right. Miss Nozel had 2/3 of her glue sticks left after the first 6 weeks. So here is her box of glue sticks, and she had 2/3 of them left. So she had this much glue sticks of her box left. She decided to only put half of that out for the next semester. So she did this half right here. And here's the imaginary part. Okay. So she took half. How much did she put out? Okay. So 2/3 times 1/2. That equals 2 out of 6 whole pieces. Divide those by 2 to simplify, and you get 1/3. All right, so now if you have questions, ask your teacher. Thank you.